Hello, and welcome to your schools. I'm Dr. Christine Mahoney, and I am the superintendent of the East Granby Public Schools. Welcome to this edition. Today we are featuring two phenomenal employees of the East Granby Public Schools. With me today are Ms. Stella Ross, who is our Director of Curriculum and Professional Development. She works primarily with our students, faculty, administration at the middle school, East Granby Middle School and East Granby High School. Also with us today is Ms. Susan Kavanaugh, who is a consultant for curriculum, and she works primarily with our pre-K through grade 5. Both of these ladies are phenomenal. The work that they have done in this district has been significant and has really helped us to keep pace with all of the changes in curriculum in the state of Connecticut, as well as they're very knowledgeable in what is happening nationally because they keep such close watch on what is happening in each of the curricular areas through the national organizations. So welcome to both of you.
Thank you, Dr.
And let me be the first to say that I am very proud of the work that you both do. It has helped us as a district to grow and to move forward. And I want to begin by asking you both to just share with us, what has been the most rewarding part of your work? Stella, would you like to go first?
I love working with faculty, and I have always been an early advocate of technologies. So that piece that is now a requirement, the integration of technology into curriculum instruction assessment, is something that I feel passionately about. 5 years ago when I arrived, we did have technology, but the difference between then and now is it's a world of difference. We have Chrome carts in every school, we have iPad carts, and we're transitioning away from using it as the latest pencil, if you will, the latest word processor, to having students and teachers use the technologies in transformative ways.
Wonderful, wonderful. Susan, would you like to share with us what has been the most rewarding part of your work?
Yes. For starters, I have a background in early childhood education, in kindergarten and first grade. So I am so happy to be housed in Allgrove Elementary School and to have a nice, close relationship with the teachers and to be able to pop into the elementary classrooms. Mm-hmm. Today, for example, was their Readers Are Leaders, and I got to read to a first grade classroom, which was really a wonderful experience. But I think one of the things that brings me great joy and pride in the district is the work that we've done and the collaboration and the partnership that we've built with Teachers College. And I have seen the impact it's made on children's writing and reading across K through 5, and that's something I'm particularly happy to be a part of.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So share a little bit with our audience about what is your work all about? They hear director of curriculum or curriculum consultant, and people might be inclined to say, well, don't they already have the curriculum from the state? So tell us a little bit of, what is the work all about?
That's $1 million question, and that I could speak to for a long time. I'll try to be brief. Our work is about providing students with the best education, taking state and national standards, mm-hmm. and making them our own. Mm-hmm. So ultimately, curriculum belongs to each district. It is written collaboratively by teachers with curriculum experts, in-house and out-of-house sometimes. Ultimately, it is approved by the Board of Education. So we work to make the curriculum our own. At the end of the road, the goal, which we try to keep a sharp focus on, is we want our students to be ready for anything that comes their way in life. We want them to grow up to be confident, productive members of society, able to contribute, and to have fulfilling lives, to find out what they want to do as they learn about everything available in life.
Wonderful. And Susan?
Well, I will expand a little bit. I think also the state standards, the national standards, they can be very complicated pieces of documents. And part of our work is to help teachers make sense of those standards and then be able to translate that into work for students so that students will be able to achieve the learning standards in a developmentally appropriate way.
Great, great. So we have quite a few initiatives in our district, and each year we try to be sure that our curriculum is current and that it is viable. So talk a little bit about how do you move the work from one year to the next to ensure that continuity?
Well, I think one way that we do that is through our professional development, which is a very important part of curriculum work, and it's a little bit of the behind-the-scenes work. This is where we provide professional learning opportunities for the teachers in the district. Now, the state mandates about 18 hours.
A minimum.
A minimum of 18 hours of professional development. But East Granby, I think we do an exceptionally fine job with our professional development, and we offer about one professional development opportunity every month for our teachers. Some of these are full days, some of these are half days, but all of those address either needs teachers have articulated, or they may be things that the state has required, but that's an important part of our work.
Awesome.
And the standards provide us with a template for that delivery grade by grade, so that if we do our jobs well, collaboratively with faculty, and write curriculum for second grade mathematics, for example, at the end, every second grader will have the knowledge and skills needed, and the foundational work will have been done for that student to walk into third grade confident that he can then or she can then learn whatever is called for at the third grade level. So that's why curriculum writing is not done piecemeal, a grade here, a grade there, but in a vertical manner.
Great. So we've often talked about students being prepared to be successful at the next level, whether they're in the elementary schools or whether they're middle school or high school. So how do we know? What do we do to ensure that the students are in fact ready for work at the next level?
We just got a very wonderful piece of news today that is one of the ways in which we know that we're doing our work well, and that is we just received notice. You sent out an email this morning informing us that R.D. Seymour School and East Granby High School have been designated schools of distinction by the Connecticut State Board of Education based on our students' results on last spring's SBAC, or Smarter Balanced Assessment. So one way in which we know we're doing well by our students is by looking at state and national assessment data. Our kids do really well, and we have moved to increase the rigor and add new initiatives that continue to offer them opportunities to grow in their strengths and progress, so that they will be ready, whether it's for college or career.
Great. And Susan, so at Carl D. Allgrove School, pre-K through 2, the state does not do the standardized assessments. So how do teachers and administrators and staff know, for the students who are at Allgrove School, how do they know that those students are in fact ready for work at the next level?
I think there's many ways. First of all, teachers to conduct formative assessments on a daily basis. That means they are testing what students know informally, so they know where they need to change their instruction to help move children forward. We also use NWEA MAPS testing, which is done beginning in kindergarten, and that gives us 3 times a year. Interim assessment gives us some data, some hard data to look at. Additionally, K through 5, but beginning in kindergarten, we conduct assessments for children in their reading through an assessment plan, the Fountas and Pinnell assessment. And when we take that data, that lets us know exactly at what level a child is reading, and then we have a bank of strategies to be able to move those children forward and continue to have the children make progress so that they will reach a benchmark. We have benchmark expectations for their reading levels. So that's an ongoing process all the time.
Wonderful. So curriculum can be voluminous.
Yes.
So talk with me a little bit about, your plan for getting the curriculum written, whether it is a curriculum for a new course or curriculum to ensure that we're doing timely revisions so that the work that our students will do in classes is in fact valid and relevant. So talk with me about how we get this voluminous amount of work done with our curriculum.
So we don't rewrite all curricula every year. That would be impossible and also unnecessary. Our district, like most districts in Connecticut, follows what is known as the 5-year curriculum revision cycle, which means somewhere every 5 years we take a hard look at our curriculum and decide whether we need to update it or modify it, revise it in some way. When new standards are adopted by the state, we absolutely have to upgrade our curriculum or rewrite it. Sometimes it's a total rewrite, sometimes it is a revision. We currently have new standards, K-12 work in science. Susan, would you like to speak a little about that?
Well, sure, we do. We have the next generation science standards, which were adopted just recently by the state, and that is necessitating us, we are prompted by this change to rewrite our curriculum for science. And we've been very lucky this year to have the help of a correct consultant who's worked with our faculty. And she's done a little bit of that work of taking these brand new standards that have written in a very new way for teachers and helping us to use a phenomena approach and a storyline approach to write curriculum. And this is something that we've began the work this year, and it will continue for at least all of next year for the teachers. And additionally, social studies was also, last year was brand new standards, and they use an inquiry approach similar to the approach of the new science standards, and we are beginning revision process for the social studies as well.
Sometimes our curriculum work is also driven by new partnerships and initiatives, new equipment. So, for example, East Granby middle and high schools are in partnership with Asnuntuck Community College, such that starting in 6th grade, students begin to experience a little bit of robotics work, coding work, use a 3D printer, learn some CAD. These courses build on one another so that by the time a student enters 9th grade, he or she may have a good sense of, I really like this, I want to pursue this. They can take manufacturing courses in the high school. They can take what are called articulated courses taught by our faculty at the high school, which have been approved by Asnuntuck Community College for credit, in addition to advanced placement courses. And when they graduate with an additional 3 credits at Asnuntuck Community College, they can end up with an associate's degree at no cost with our local manufacturers are involved in this partnership. They can have internships there. So there are a number of things that drive the curriculum writing process. In addition to the traditional state adopts new standards, disciplines, departments get together and start rewriting the curriculum.
Yeah. And what's important here for everyone to understand is it is a collaborative process.
Yes.
Which also helps to make sure that it is valid and that in fact we are tapping into all of the skills and the knowledge that we all agree are important for our students to be able to demonstrate. So the curriculum work is crucial in terms of our students being ready for success after they leave our school system. Curriculum gets implemented in the classrooms by our teachers. And there are many ways that teachers can go about implementing that curriculum. There has to be a way for us to work with our teachers to train them in how and what is the best way to implement a particular curricula so that the students are able to engage in work that helps them to learn and also to demonstrate that they've mastered those standards. So what is it that connects, if you will, curriculum to the classroom instruction? And what prepares the teachers to do a great job at that?
Well, I could start. One important way that we support teachers in their instruction, which eventually the goal is to advance student learning. This year and last year and the year before, we have a partnership with Teachers College. And this allows us to bring in dedicated staff developers. And what they do is they actually model and mentor best teaching practices right in our classrooms. So a first grade teacher will work with the staff developer, and as a matter of fact, Dr. Mahoney, just this week, we had staff developers from Columbia at both of our elementary schools. And they came in and they meet with the teachers. They discuss areas that are challenging for the teachers with the curriculum. And then they have some wonderful strategies that they can share with the teachers. But it's much more than just sharing it at a round table. The teachers then go with the staff developer into a grade level classroom where the staff developer models it, and then the teachers try out these strategies in the classroom on that day. Then they come back, they debrief, and then they're able to ask questions to refine this so that then they can take this back to their own classroom and it becomes part of their practice. And we find this is a very successful way to improve teaching, to help teachers to deliver the curriculum as it should be delivered, and to improve student learning.
Awesome. And at the upper school, the middle school, high school, there is some Teachers College work going on in the middle school. But in the high school, there has been a significant shift in the way we are offering and engaging our teachers in professional development. So can you just share a little bit with us about how have we transitioned to a more job-embedded type of professional development?
So at the high school, at the middle and high schools, unlike the elementary schools, teachers are content specific. They are math teachers or science teachers. So we have worked to bring in consultants who are specific to their discipline from the state level, for example, or CREC, our RESC. Teachers have the opportunity to get together for department meetings twice a month.
Well, obviously, our work is paying off great dividends
Yes,
for
absolutely.
for our students, and obviously, when our students are doing well, then the school is doing well, and our community is thriving as well because they will have an educated citizenry to really support the growth of the community. So that is in fact a phenomenal piece of the work that we do, and it's quite highly valued, if you will.
May I just share, I was doing some reading this morning in preparation for our chat here, and in the past, so some data points that I think should be out there. This is phenomenal for our school district. In the past 5 years, we have doubled the number of advanced placement courses we offer. We now offer 11, with AP French being our latest. We're piloting that this year. In the past year, we now offer International Baccalaureate courses to our students in subject areas that our teachers don't offer, our school doesn't offer, our teachers don't teach. So, for example, we have 4 students this year taking philosophy and Mandarin Chinese. We have revitalized our business department for the first time. I don't know if it's the first time ever, but the first time in the 5 years I've been here, we now have a student-run organization, FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America. Our business department offers entrepreneurship. We offer several articulated courses with Asnuntuck Community College. We are making a concerted effort at the high school level, most of all, but in other schools also, to make learning real, make it authentic, help students make that connection between what I do during the day here is connected to all sorts of things in the world beyond the classroom.
And that's very important. Students need to feel that the work they are doing in school is relevant and is really going to have meaning for them as they leave our school and move on to whatever they choose to pursue after high school. So it is important work, and it's important that we provide them with these real-world experiences. Enlightened students make great decisions about their future involvement in their work or in their community. So we're grateful for that portion of the work as well. So moving forward, what new initiatives are we thinking about? What other new initiatives are we involved in?
Well, we have at the elementary level, we have a new initiative this year, and that is a partnership with Our Farm in Bloomfield. And this is part of a 2-year inter-district cooperative grant. It is an opportunity for students in suburban and urban and rural schools to interact. It's based on what is called a place-based education model. So the students will conduct some of their experiences on a farm. And in our case, we're using science content is what we would be focusing on. And the students, but just as important is the social part of this, and as referring to what you were just saying in terms of students moving on and out of our schools, this social competence skill, the cultural competence skills for students is extremely important.
Absolutely.
And so we are hoping that this will be a really wonderful way to include this in our curriculum. And we are starting this spring. We're beginning the late spring of 2016. And then we will be fully engaged beginning in the fall of 2016 when Seymour students will have the opportunity to visit the farm 5 times across the year. So I think this is a very exciting new initiative for us.
And we're doing this along with other school districts, correct?
Yes. Yes, we are partnered with an urban school.
Okay,
So,
wonderful.
and and they will retain these partnerships across the year and develop, we're hoping, some strong friendships.
Wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful. That's a great opportunity for our students.
It is.
Yeah. And Stella, at the high school level?
Well, I mentioned a few of our new initiatives. At the high school level, we, both with new standards and through our affiliation with Esnuntuck Community College and with the support of our local manufacturing and business community, we have revamped our technical education department, our business department, and our family and consumer science department, which also has an articulation with the early childhood department in at Esnuntuck.
I also want to say that we have been able to do a lot of the things that we're doing, obviously, with our local sources of funds, our taxpayers and the East Granby community at large. But also we have been able to accomplish a great deal more through the grants that we receive from the State Department of Ed or from private companies in the town or from in-kind services, whether it's from the Capital Region Education Council or through professional development grant opportunities that are offered by the State Department of Education. So this work is a value to us in many, many ways, and we are, in fact, very, very grateful to all of our supporters, especially to our local community that has been very supportive of our efforts to ensure that our learners achieve at very high levels. That's really important. We want to be sure that when our students leave East Granby Public Schools, that they are in fact competitive, but more so that they do have that competitive edge. To date, our records indicate that our students and our graduates do extremely well when they leave our schools, and they have written back to us to share their stories and to say how well prepared they were when they first arrived on their college campuses and sat in those first classes, and they have blossomed throughout their college years. So we're grateful to both of you for the work that you've done and the work that you continue to do to ensure that our students are current, that the work that we're engaging the students in is current and relevant, has meaning for them, and that the work meets the standards. We do hold high standards here in East Granby, and you are helping us to ensure that our students are able to perform at the levels that we expect from them. Thank you also to both of you for your contributions to our achievements. The most recent one, of course, being what you mentioned previously, that R.D. Seymour School and East Granby High School were both recognized by the Connecticut State Department of Education as schools of distinction. This is not the first year that we've received that compliment, but certainly we do want to acknowledge that we continue to do great work in our schools and that our students continue to work very hard to achieve the things that they have achieved. So this concludes this segment.
Thank you, Dr.
Mahoney.
It's a great district.
Yes, it is.
It's a privilege to work here.
Yes, it is.
Wonderful. And thank you very much for all the work that you do. For our viewing audience, we thank you for joining us for this particular edition. And we look forward to presenting to you some more information about this wonderful school district, East Granby Public Schools, of which you can be extremely proud. I'm Dr. Christine Mahoney, Superintendent of Schools. Thank you.